Hello everyone, it's your secret / not so secret Busa boy, Yammie Noob. No rhymes today, we're keeping it a little different around here. Today we're going to be talking about some of the dumbest things motorcyclists say and do. Now, these aren't just dumb phrases, but they're ways in which other riders judge or measure our skill levels or experience. This is the kind of thing that turns someone away from riding. So if you've ever seen someone, they start talking smack about your bike, your tires, your gear, and so on, although they might be making you feel insignificant and like you're total noob, you don't have to take it. And when it comes to measuring up against another rider, the following 7 things are absolute dumbest ways to do it. Number 1, and probably my favorite to talk about, dragging knee. That might be the scariest thing in your life. When you first drag a knee, it becomes kind of an addiction. Well, it does feel pretty cool. What isn't cool are riders who ride for the sake of dragging knee. I'm talking about the wannabe street Rossis that have the worst body position imaginable and look like little spider monkeys on their ride just so they can drag their knees, scuff up their pucks, and show them off to other riders. When you drag your knees, it's an indication of lean angle, supposedly, and therefore it adds to your credibility of speed and cornering status. If you're consistent in your body position, approach to corner, and throttle, then dragging knee will happen naturally. It's not a result of being fast. When you're an idiot and your only purpose is to show off and put down noobs, knee dragging becomes a dangerous stunt based on inconsistencies. Look guys, scuffed pucks don't mean anything if you're dragging knees behind Walmart doing figure 8s in a parking lot. Seriously bro, no one cares that your pucks are scuffed. For the noobs out there, it's important to have consistent body posture and control of the motorcycle as you take corners. Focus on your line and focus on your throttle. That will get you 90% of the way there. If you drag knee, you do it. If you don't, you don't. Trying to chase the knee dragon, play on words here, is going to get you to low side your bike or worse. Don't do it. Get some street experience, have a couple close calls, then get on a suit, then go on a track day, because probably on your first or second track day, you'll drag a knee, and then on your 10th or 12th track day, you'll realize how slow you were dragging your knee anyways. Speaking of getting street experience, have you heard about our beginner bike giveaway series? Yes, you can win one of these amazing 3 bikes we have for free. They're perfect if you're a beginner or will be an awesome addition to your stable if you already have a bike. We've got the DRZ 400, Kawasaki Ninja 400, and the Honda CB650R. How do you win these bikes? You go to yammienoob.co, select your subscription tier, and get entered to win. Along with the entry, every tier has its perks, and they increase with the perks. One of the best features is hanging out on a Discord server. If any of my Discord boys are checking out this video, please comment down below and let everyone know how cool it is. So check out yammienoob.co and get yourself signed up to win a bike. Number 2, dragging elbows. So we've talked about dragging knee, you've met the guy that boasts about it all day long, then you're gonna hate this guy who talks about dragging elbow. This is kind of the new modern take on being an ultra fast boy. In addition to dragging your knee, if and only if you're not some kind of super squid trying to be a complete ass on the streets, then proper body position, corner speed, and a racing line paired with insane lean angles will get your elbow on the ground. The guy who hounds you for not doing it, he's trying a little too hard. You need to consider that some riders have never had their knee down, let alone an elbow. It's one of those bragging rights kind of thing, but no one cares. No one. Not one person actually cares that you can drag your elbow, especially the new guy in a Ninja 400 that still can't figure out which gas pump to use. Is it the left or the right, 91, 93? What do I do here? That girl Claire at the local coffee shop, she doesn't care that you drag your elbow either. Dragging elbow is probably going to ruin your race suit anyways, unless you've got good pucks on the elbows there, so it's something I'd stay away from. Not to mention, if you're trying this on the streets, you're going way too fast. Way too fast to be dragging elbow on the street. And again, it's something that's going to happen naturally as you progress and become faster. Next on our list today is scraping pegs. If you thought the shit talking stopped at dragging your body parts on the ground, then you're wrong. When it comes to pegs on a motorcycle, you may have noticed that yours fold back and the rider's pegs are even under spring tension. What gives here? It's for when you scrape them on the ground, it's probably going to be one of those things that scares the ever-living daylights out of you, and it might even disturb your train of thought on how to control your bike and might freak you out a little bit. I know it happened to me when I first dragged pegs on my R3. Scraping pegs for too long can lead to low sides. It might make you feel really weird when you do it, so when you've just barely made contact, understand that your bike is telling you that you have definitely reached a bit of a limit there. There is nothing beyond scraping pegs that'll be worth risking your life over, and typically these happen on bikes that have the pegs way too low. For example, on a Yamaha R3, the rider triangle is very relaxed, meaning that the pegs are quite low down, allowing for a very relaxed rider triangle. On a super sport motorcycle, those pegs are placed way higher up, allowing for more aggressive lean angles. If your pegs are lower, you're going to be scraping them more often than if your pegs are higher. It's a reason why you typically don't scrape pegs on an R6 or a Daytona, but on an R3 you can typically scrape pegs on the street if you're riding hard enough. Now, if your local biker boy wants to talk smack about your factory pegs, who cares? If you haven't dropped your bike yet and you're not willing to sacrifice your crotch rocket to Rossi yet, it's okay. Scraping pegs is one of the dumbest ways you can judge the skill and talent of other riders. Some bikes are easier to scrape, such as cruiser bikes and touring bikes, and some cruisers you literally just take a corner at 20 degrees of lean and you're starting to scrape hard parts. But if you scrape the pegs on any bike, you've probably leaned a little bit too far and you're cornering a little too fast. Now this next one is one of my favorites. It's chicken strips. On your tires, there are two distinct parts of your tread. The first is the worn area, and the second, unworn area, well, those are called chicken strips. The idea behind it is that you're too chicken to lean over on that patch of rubber, and so essentially you're not leaning enough in your corners. Oh, how stupid people can be. My God. This is probably one of the biggest indicators of someone who cares way too much about things that don't matter. Pointing out someone's tire tread is about as juvenile as making fun of people for their lunchbox in middle school. Batman or not Superman, get a grip, people. Chicken strips are just a way of saying that it's an unused portion of the tire's tread and it shouldn't be an entry for judgment. If it really mattered, new riders would be ripping insane lean angles to rid themselves of their strips in a parking lot at 30 miles per hour. You guys aren't doing that, right? So whether these bikes has or not is no indication of whether they are good or talented or a safe rider even. If a rider points out your chicken strips, they better be an instructor at a racing school and they better be telling you what you're not supposed to be doing. No one goes to a track day school to learn how to ride upright and at 40 miles per hour. Just saying. On the street, only the most insecure riders will tell you that you have chicken strips or that you lack skill in corners. Who cares, guys? Next up is the brand of helmet or gear. Since we're talking about some of these dumb things that riders say towards each other, I have to put in that being judged on the brand of helmet or gear you're wearing is another one of my pet peeves. I feel like some riders just didn't leave high school. I mean, geez, we all sound so cliquey. Sure, they got their diploma and had to take a picture with Gramps for a minute, but then they held on to their high school legacy for the rest of their lives. Because they aren't physically in high school, they need to bring their crap attitude in life elsewhere. A new hobby seems like the perfect place. This guy will say things like, is that $100 helmet going to protect you just like my Arai? Or, oh, you only paid how much for that jacket? It won't protect you when you go down. So who the heck is to tell you what gear works and what doesn't? Oh wait, the DOT, ECE, and Snell have you covered with 3 different ratings that come to helmets and armor padding. And as for tracksuits, they'll protect you just fine at the track. Don't be shamed for having one brand or helmet of gear over another. They are being classist and they are not being nice to you. So don't be shamed for having one brand of helmet or gear over another. If you've done your research and you bought something that's within your budget and you feel it's safe enough for you, you've done a good job. And the last item on our list today is the brand/type of motorcycle. Last but not least, since I'm now officially a Busa boy, I suppose, as I was memed into being a Busa boy, is being approached about the brand or type of motorcycle you ride. This is just like one of those dumb things in the car world. Ford is better than Chevy, nothing beats a Dodge, Lamborghini is the only exotic you should own, blah blah blah, claims without any fact or validity. Wait, fact, Suzuki makes better bikes than cars. Changed my mind. When it comes to bikes, the brand isn't something that should be debated or argued, and here's why it's a dumb reason to do so. You are actually riding and you have a bike. At this point, anything on 2 wheels is better than anything on 3 or 4 wheels. Well, except the Hayabusa with the sidecar. That has 3 wheels and is 100% safe to bring your dog or children with you on a ride. Just kidding, be careful, a motorcycle's a motorcycle. 2 wheels beats 2 feet any day. Ask someone saving up for a bike. If they have a helmet and they have their learner's permit, they'll take you up on your offer to ride your Harley, Ducati, Buell, Hyosung. It doesn't matter. Riding is riding, and not riding, well, that just sucks. A perfect example is when I did my own MSF course about 5 years ago and I jumped aboard a Honda CRF 250L. I wasn't even interested in dirt bikes at the time, but just being on 2 wheels, operating a clutch and a throttle felt so cool and I loved it so much. When one of those Gixxer boys, Busa boys, or Yammie dudes start talking crap about whatever bike it is you're riding, they are stupid. At the end of the day, it's not about whether a stretch is ridiculous or not. It's not about whether a dented gas tank is cool for stunning or if your Honda Rebel is as good as a Harley Davidson. It's about the fact that we as riders are riding motorcycles. Don't take any smack from dumb riders thinking that their late 90s crotch rocket is better than your Ninja 250. Who cares? Ride your ride and stay away from riders who believe these dumb things actually matter in the world. Now, if you're with your buddies and a couple light ribbings are taking place, that's part of the fun, my dude. I gotta make fun of my dude for owning a VFR. Why wouldn't I? So that's gonna wrap it up for today's video. Who has experienced some of these dumb comments from other riders? How do you handle it? Let us know in the comments. As always, I'll probably respond in the first 30 minutes or so. After that, Papa Yam's got things to do. I'm sorry, there's too many of you. I love all of you. There's too many of you. What am I supposed to do? I'll catch you guys in the next one. See you later. Fact. The tallest tsunami recorded in history occurred at Lituya Bay, Alaska. On July 9th, 1958, an earthquake caused a rock fault, which in turn caused the 1,720-foot wave. How many squids were in there? Goodbye.